Ever thought of yourself as like a conscious citizen?
A conscious citizen.
Yeah, like someone who really, thinks about their impact on the world.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, who doesn't want to make the world a better place?
Right. And that's what we're diving deep into today.
Sounds intriguing. What exactly are we diving into?
This 12th grade biology textbook.
Biology.
Yeah. But get this, it's not just your typical, cells and plants stuff.
Oh, really?
This one takes biology and applies it to like real world problems.
That's a pretty unique approach for a textbook.
Yeah, it's called Conscious Citizenship and Sustainability.
Wow, so it's really getting at how we can use biology to understand and tackle these big issues.
Exactly. The book even defines what it means to be a conscious citizen.
Okay, I'm curious. What's their definition?
Someone who's like really aware of their place in the world, someone who values being fully human, connects with a higher purpose, respects all life, and then actually takes action to make life on Earth better.
So it's not just about knowing the science, it's about applying it to our everyday lives and choices.
Exactly. Like they say in the book, the more we understand stuff like ecosystems and how everything's interconnected, the better choices we can make as citizens.
That makes a lot of sense. We can't solve problems we don't understand.
Exactly. And it's not just about like not messing things up.
Right.
It's about using our knowledge of biology to come up with solutions, sustainable solutions.
Oh, like those bio-based technologies the book mentions.
Yeah, bio-based technologies. Have you heard of those before?
I have. It's a fascinating field. Basically, it's all about using biological principles to create new materials and technologies that are good for the planet.
So like instead of relying on polluting industries, we can look to nature for inspiration.
Exactly. The book talks about using things like mushrooms to create packaging that actually decomposes naturally. No more plastic waste.
That's amazing. It's like turning to nature to clean up the messes we've made.
Exactly. It's about working with nature, not against it.
Okay, so the book lays out this whole concept of conscious citizenship. But where do we even begin? Like, how do we put this into practice?
Well, the textbook provides a helpful framework, the three pillars of sustainable development:
Three pillars.
social equity, economic efficiency, and environmental preservation. They argue that you need all three of these working together to create a truly sustainable future.
So it's not just about saving the environment.
Right. It's about creating a world that's fair and just for everyone while also being economically viable and environmentally sound.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of how these pillars connect?
Sure. Let's take social equity. The book talks about the importance of everyone having equal access to resources, like clean water, for example.
Clean water.
Yeah, in lots of parts of the world, people don't have access to safe, clean drinking water.
Wow, hadn't thought about that.
And this leads to all sorts of problems like health issues, limited education, and even social unrest.
So ensuring everyone has access to basic resources is crucial for a sustainable society.
Exactly. It's about fairness, justice, and creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
Okay, I get that. So what about economic efficiency? I feel like that term gets thrown around a lot, but how does it connect to sustainability?
Good question. Economic efficiency isn't just about businesses making money. It's about making sure that economic activities are viable in the long term and that we don't deplete resources faster than they can replenish.
So it's not about endless growth.
No, it's about finding a balance between economic activity and the health of the planet.
So like using resources wisely and not being wasteful.
Precisely. The book talks about moving towards a circular economy where waste is minimized and resources are constantly reused.
I've heard that term before, a circular economy. What's a good example of that in action?
Think about companies that lease products instead of selling them.
Lease products.
Yeah, like instead of buying a washing machine, you lease it from the company.
Okay.
They retain ownership and responsibility for repairs and recycling, which encourages durability and reduces waste.
That's really interesting. It's like a completely different way of thinking about ownership.
It is. It's about shifting from a take, make, dispose model to a more sustainable closed-loop system.
Okay, so we've covered social equity and economic efficiency. That brings us to the third pillar, environmental preservation. This one seems pretty self-explanatory.
It does, but it's also incredibly complex. Protecting biodiversity, using natural resources wisely, and conserving them for future generations, these are all key aspects of environmental preservation.
I remember learning about biodiversity in school, but I never really connected it to my own life.
Well, think about it like this. Just like a society is stronger and more resilient when everyone has equal opportunities, a diverse ecosystem can better withstand challenges like disease or climate change.
So just like social equity is about fairness, biodiversity is about balance and resilience in the natural world.
Exactly, it's all connected.
Okay, so we've talked about these big ideas, but what can we actually do to become more conscious citizens?
The textbook gives some great examples, like getting involved in local environmental cleanups or citizen science projects.
Now, things like picking up trash or planting trees.
Exactly. Even something as simple as monitoring plant and animal populations in your own backyard can contribute valuable data to scientific research.
So anyone can make a difference, even without being a scientist or activist.
Absolutely. You can advocate for sustainable practices at your workplace, support businesses committed to ethical sourcing, or just try to reduce your own environmental impact by being mindful of your consumption habits.
So being a conscious citizen is about recognizing those connections, right? Like understanding how our individual actions have ripple effects on the world around us.
Yes, and this deep dive has been all about helping us understand those connections.
It's been really eye-opening. So for everyone listening out there, I want to leave you with this. What's one small thing you can do today to reduce your environmental impact?
Maybe it's using a reusable water bottle,
Or choosing to walk instead of drive?
or even just remembering to turn off the lights when you leave a room.
It all adds up. Each small step we take contributes to building a brighter, more sustainable future. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.